Silence. They didn't have you even here.
Yes.
Okay, good evening, everybody. The people that are here, I'm gonna start this school board meeting at 6:02. Can I please get a roll call, Linda?
Yo.
Here.
Katie Knudsen.
Here.
Mark Sherwood.
Absolutely.
Donna Mayerthorne.
Here.
Bree Woodward.
Here.
Here.
Paula Kane.
Here.
Marianne Springer.
Bree, did you get called?
I did.
Okay.
I even said here.
Okay. Hi, sorry, everyone stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. So tonight we have a couple hearings and a school board meeting. So the first hearing is going to be on our tax cap. When that concludes, we will go into reset. That hearing will be done. We'll then go into recess. At 6:30 is the articles of agreement related to the kindergarten. Once that's concluded, we'll go back into recess, and then the regular school board will resume after that, which should be at 7 o'clock. So current business is the tax cap, and I believe we have a video from the petitioner, Mr.
do.
Krieger, is that correct?
Yep, Dean will get that.
Video first or?
Yep, yeah, we'll do the petitioner's presentation first.
Folder. Zach, you can go in the folder.
Good evening. My name is Nolan Pelletier, and I'm the original petitioner of the warrant article regarding the tax cap.
There it is.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Nolan Pelletier, and I'm the original petitioner of the warrant article regarding the tax cap. I brought forth this petition for one simple reason: to give taxpayers a tool to stabilize their bills and prevent the unsustainable hikes that are crushing all of our households. I wanted to establish guardrails, the kind that encourage reasonable spending and force the administration to sharpen their pencils and focus on what truly matters: our children's education. My driving force was actually a reaction to a different petition, one that sought to make it harder to reduce school spending by requiring a supermajority for any cut over 3% at the deliberative session. While that specific article was removed this year, it sent a clear message: we, the taxpayers, need protections. My goal was to create a 2.5% cap modeled after successful legislation in Massachusetts to ensure our towns remain affordable. But often, as what happens with good intentions, the proposal was soiled by the mechanisms of government. It was deemed so dangerous by the unions and their supporters that they moved it to the very front of deliberative session. Why? Because they knew that if it went to the public in its original form, it had a high likelihood of passing. There's a clear appetite in this district for prudent spending. The adoption of last year's proposed budget is proof of that. Unfortunately, the intent of this article was sabotaged. It was amended from a 2.5% cap to a 25% cap, effectively rendered meaningless by the very individuals who want to spend more of your money. In its current form, this article is a disservice to our community. It is a tax cap in name only. For those reasons, I'm asking you, your friends, and your families to vote no on 18. We are facing a substantially larger tax bill this November, regardless of the outcome of what occurs in the ballot box. Remember this: some members of your community tried to help keep this district affordable, while others fought to usher in unsustainable burdens for their own benefits. Thank you.
Okay. So a tax cap was attempted last year at deliberative, and that got turned into a committee for a study group to look at a 2.5%. We have a couple board members that were on that, so I'm going to allow them to speak now what the findings were of that committee work. So Marianne, Alyssa, whoever wants to go first. Okay.
So Marianne and I were part of the tax cap committee last year, or it was in the fall, which included us, members of the community, the original petitioner. We the original petitioner from last year. Ultimately, the conclusions showed that putting a 2.5% tax cap would severely disable the district, and there would be many unknowns that would hinder us from knowing how things would go until very late in the budget season.
Mary Ann, did you wanna add anything, hun?
No, we studied the 2.5% tax
Correct.
cap. We didn't study other levels, so that's basically what we found.
And if memory serves, the original petitioner was on this committee with you.
Correct.
The one from last year,
And his,
not
right, and
Mr.
his
Pelletier.
finding was similar.
In agreement
He
with
was
the
in
committee.
agreement with the committee. He helped present the findings.
Clarification, was budget committee part of this committee as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I believe budget committee, board members, there was some SAU administration, and then there was, I think at least one, if not two representatives from each of the towns, correct?
Yeah,
So it was a-
and
it was
then
a
a couple
large-
of-
we had union representatives
Yes,
as
right,
well.
yeah. It was a very large committee. It was
12
it
people.
was a good cross-section of the population.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you need to add anything?
Nope, just public comment.
Okay, all right, and then if there's anybody here for public comment, if you just state your name and your address, so our secretary can record it down.
That's my address in Duluth. Larry Gladwell, Pollard, 31 Pollard Road, Plastow. I was part of the group that made the motion to change the tax cap. And the reason behind that was we don't want a tax cap. And while that warrant article was presented, we felt that it was prudent that we made an effort to make a change and then vote it down. We don't want a tax cap. As board members said here, it's gonna, inhibit us to take care of our children, take care of our schools, take care of our staff. And, we need to, yes, be financially smarter, we need to work together. But, putting these bootstraps on and not allowing us to be able to maneuver and, wait to fix a boiler during an election cycle is just crazy. So that's all I have.
Any other, the public comment, but Don, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I think it's very important that people know that the school board did not look for a 25%.
Correct.
And nor did the committee last year entertain anything similar to that. And I think that the intent, clearly is not that we would go that route.
Correct.
And we have really tried hard to reduce from even the default budget significantly. So, I think that clear minds, objective people looking at, the process, would understand that. But unfortunately, I think there are people out there that have no clue and feel like, I hope they read, this is not recommended by the Timberlane Regional High School or Timberlane Regional School Board.
Correct.
So that's all.
Yeah, Jack?
Yeah, as it speaks to the original warrant, I would just say that although very well intended, and I understand some of the struggles of the residents, if you take the last 5 years, inflation would have outpaced the actual budget, but we would have lost 10 points
Correct.
over the last 5 years. So, if you could control inflation, maybe you could control the budget, but that's out of all of our hands, so just a point.
All right. Any other public comment? All right. I'm gonna close this hearing at 6:11. The next hearing will be at 6:30, which is the Articles of Agreement for the kindergarten. So at this time, we're gonna go into recess until 6:30. Thank you. Thanks, Dean. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm now gonna open the public hearing for the Articles of Agreement at 6:30. We already did the roll call, so we don't need to do that again, or the pledge. I am gonna read the article, which is Article 14. And it says, it's Article 14, full day kindergarten. Shall the school district vote to amend the Timberlane Regional School District's Articles of Agreement and to implement a full day kindergarten in the district as follows? Existing language is struck through. Amend the first sentence of Article 3 of the Articles of Agreement for the Timberlane Regional School District as follows. The Timberlane Regional School District shall be responsible for the public education of pupils in kindergarten through grade 12, and then the remaining of that sentence is stricken out. And further raise and appropriate the sum of $271,012 to implement full-day kindergarten. This is a 2/3 majority vote required. It was recommended by the school board 702, recommended by the budget committee 510. Estimated education tax impact will be an increase as follows. For Atkinson, it'll be 4 cents, Danville 8, Plastow 4, Sandown 7 cents per thousand. And then I'm also gonna turn this over to Mr. Krieger, just go back over to where we got that dollar figure from.
Sure. If you recall, we were back in front of you as a board as you were considering putting out the article to the public, and we were tasked with coming up with projected cost. We went through some details, but the main equation here is that we're certainly looking to lose tuition revenue in the amount next to the red dot there if we move to full day kindergarten next year. But then we're going to be gaining some revenue in areas we currently do not. We'll gain adequacy money at the dollar figure estimated by the DOE you see there. We found that we would reduce a half-time FTE teacher for that cost savings, and we would need a budget for 4 midday buses, and that we wouldn't have that expense or that budget cost if we were moving to a full day. So that's how we generated the number of $271,012 for the projected cost of moving to a full day program.
Thank you, and I'm gonna let I know we actually had a kindergarten full day committee, I believe it was last year, is that correct, Mark? There was a couple board members on that, so if any of the board members that were on that or any of the board members that wanna speak to this article, I'll let you do it now. Done.
Yeah, the process that we went through kind of evoked, I think, more interest in moving in this direction. Answered questions I had about, overall support in the district for it in regards to what they felt was best for kids, for their kids, for the kids that they taught, depending on who was coming to the various meetings we had in each town. But people wanting to look at the dollar pieces of it, and that's been pretty clear. I think they were skeptical that it could actually be this good of a situation for the district, and that for a $271,000 impact next year, you end up getting much more support while going full-time from the state than you would have had otherwise. And I don't know how many families it will actually impact, but how many kindergarten students are there?
I gave the numbers at the deliberative session.
I know, I just wanted to, you look at it, that's $4,500 for every one of those families that they're not having to spend, that, and now it's impacting every student. It's not just those who have the means to do it.
I believe, Mr. Krieger, did you have those numbers?
Yeah, 216 kindergarten students this year, Don, and of those, 36 of them are half-day students.
Right, and that's a repeating thing every year. You end up, over the course of the next dozen years, having thousands of people impacted in a positive way, just in their ability to work and live and thrive in our district.
Any other members wish to speak? All right, well said, Don. At this time, I'm gonna open up for public comment. All right, seeing that there is none, any of the board members need to say anything on this matter? Okay, yeah, Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Just as a takeaway, and I've had conversations with some folks saying it's impossible to have full day kindergarten for that, for that little amount. It's a shell game. What people are not realizing is we're required to provide kindergarten now. It's just half day. And the difference is if you go full day from half day, the classroom isn't twice as big. You're not running twice as many buses. You're not hiring twice as many teachers. Those things kind of stay steady. So what this is, we're forced to provide, and I think we should be, half-day kindergarten bring it to full day, dovetailing what Don had said, that the only thing that does is provide an opportunity for those families that cannot write that check. And they tend to be our younger families who are starting out and perhaps not as financially secure. So in addition to the educational benefits, which are widely accepted, be it academic or social, it also provides some sort of relief. And this may offend some people, but for those parents who cannot perhaps afford the daycare and have the second caregiver go out and get a job, it gives them that flexible financial piece to pursue their careers and not be watching their children if they can't afford to write that check. So that's not the prime purpose. That was something that was uncovered during the committee that had surprised me. It hadn't been on my radar, but it's another net benefit as far as I'm concerned.
I think at this point, sorry to.
No, go ahead.
We're probably one of only 2 or 3 districts in the state that don't have a full day, fully funded kindergarten. And it's for good reasons, because people recognize the value to their communities and to the students long-term in education. Get them off to a good start, have the people in the first grade, once they get these students, have very good information about, where the students are, how to move them forward. They already are getting supports from the district in a very complete way. Everybody's being treated with the same respect, from day one. And I think that helps kids to feel comfortable with their peers and move forward, in the district as students, feeling good about school. And I think getting everybody off to a good start is what this is really all about.
Sir, we do have someone set for public comment, so I'm going to allow you. If you just state your name and your address for our secretary, and then I'll let you.
Bob Kincaid, 76 Old County Road, Blastow. Just wanted to say, long past due, wholeheartedly supported. It's even more clear now than it was before from the study. So I hope the voters see that. I hope it passes. So to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Okay. Any other comment?
Just one. I think the screen may be dead, but it's interesting. All these districts were one of 2, I believe, in the state that do not have it. The other districts that went to full day K, I did a Google search before. Not a single one has gone back, and there's a reason for that.
And then Sean, I believe you had.
I was just gonna make the same comment that 99% of schools in the state of New Hampshire offer full day kindergarten. And just to reiterate what was said at deliberative, that there is no additional staffing or infrastructure needs to put this in place. It is this cost that's presented here.
All right, seeing that there is no further, okay. Please state your name and address for Miss Linda, please.
Sure, Mike Boucher, 19 North Broadway, Atkinson, New Hampshire. I'll be very brief because I've talked about this so many times throughout the year and definitely last year as well. We're long overdue for full day kindergarten. Like literally just mentioned, it's so easy for us to implement full day kindergarten. We already have the resources, we have the teachers. It is a matter of providing academic excellence for all our students. I mean, this is definitely the most cost efficient way of being able to do it. And I hope that everyone's able to support it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, I seeing that there's no further public comment, I'm going to close this hearing at 6:39. We will be in recess until 7, where will be our regular scheduled school board meeting will take place. Thank you.
Nice job keeping all that straight.
Thank you so much. I was like, All right, welcome back, everybody. We've already done roll call and everything now, so we are just going to get to the approval of the minutes. We have meeting minutes from the January 22nd. We also have, and we do have some non-public as well, so we're gonna do the 22nd public ones first.
Make a motion to approve the school board meeting minutes from January 22nd, 2026.
Motion by Shauna, do I have a second?
Second.
Oh.
And at the wire.
I know, I'm gonna give it to Bree. Bree seconded. All right, is there any discussion on the meeting minutes? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed and abstain. Marianne, were you abstaining or were you for?
Oh, no, I was for it.
Okay, you just did your hand job. All right, cool. All right. So unanimously, yes. All right.
Make a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes from January 22nd, 2026.
So moved.
Melissa? Shauna made the motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes for January 22nd, and Jack beat Alyssa, so Jack gets the second. But I'm gonna give people a minute to read.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention is Alyssa.
Thank you.
Give everyone a second to see if they have any other.
Marianne, can I have that? Is that your copy of the?
All right, everyone else
Sorry, I
set?
didn't
All right, any
realize.
discussion on the non-public meeting minutes? All those in favor? Opposed and abstain, 900. All right, next, we're gonna have some student, staff, and family share, is that correct?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. Really briefly, I just want to introduce
Yep, sorry.
Lucy Canotis and Amy Daly. Lucy's the Director of Elementary Education, as you know, and Amy is a Special Education Administrator at the elementary level. One of the many things that we're working towards is the co-teaching model across special education and regular education. There are so many pluses that in terms of what it can offer, not only staff, but certainly our kids. So we wanted to bring that here this evening, and I will turn it to Amy and Lucy to be able to have some good conversations.
All right, come on up, guys.
I didn't separate my girls and boys, so if you want to switch, you can. Me? I'll just, I'll hang out.
Jillian Haggett from one of the special educators from Pollard is here as well. So we just have a little bit to share with you, and then the kids are gonna talk as well. Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Thank you guys for being here today.
Thanks for having us. We're so excited.
Going forward. Oh, no, Dean, it's not moving.
We
need to next year purchase a new clicker. It's a hard time constantly.
I think it's where the computer is. It's thinking.
Is the keyboard around?
They want to introduce themselves while we.
Yeah, we
Jack,
can wait while we do
introduce
that.
yourselves first.
Thank you, Bree.
My name is Elise Mensis. I'm Avery LaMonica.
Maybe great.
I'm Henry Young.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you for being here.
grade you're in?
I'm in fifth.
Very nice.
I'm in fifth.
I'm in fourth.
It's a good mix.
It's not clicking.
Where do you see yourselves in 5 years? Good answer, good answer.
It's lighting up blue, but it's just not
Just tell me,
clicking.
just say slide and I'll be a clicker. Just like when I was
Oh,
like,
I was gonna
change the
offer.
channels.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, we think we figured it out. All right,
So this is just a little bit of back history. Several years ago, starting in 2021, we started to look at our student data and look at our instructional models. And from there, we determined we needed to find a different method with providing instruction to our students. And we really wanted to provide more instruction for them inside the classroom instead of always having to take kids out of class. So from there, we decided to roll out co-teaching in 2022. And from there, we started, with one team at each school and move forward adding teams each additional year on the way from there. The goal of co-teaching is to keep students in class with that continuity of learning, to meet the needs of all students, not just students with IEPs, to support the needs and gaps of math instruction, not just to have that disconnected pullout, and to provide more immediate response to our student needs. We went back.
Slide.
Okay, there we go. In 2023 was our first year. We had 4 teams, 1 in each school. From 2024, we were able to increase to 2 teams at all of our schools. And then this year, we can see that we have at least 2 teams, if not more, at all of our schools. It's exciting to look at these kids as they've gone through the years. We can say that all of our 4th and 5th graders and then 6th graders entering the middle school will have co-teaching, and they've had co-teaching for at least 3 years. So it's really exciting to see that progress and see this group of students move forward, and then they are going to continue with co-teaching again in 6th grade next year. Co-teaching is the shared responsibility right now of a general education teacher and a special education teacher. Jillian is a special education teacher working at Pollard in the 4th grade. She works in Carly Slater's class. She is there for the entire hour block of math every day. So the students in that classroom have 2 teachers for the entire math block that are able to provide on-the-spot accommodations, supports, and 2 teachers being able to teach using their style of teaching and support kids through both of their methods. These are 6 different models of co-teaching with the picture in there. This is from Sandown North. We have a special education teacher and a classroom teacher working in here, both in small groups. We're able to specialize and really hone in on what skills the students need with both teachers in the room. You want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah, sure. So Miss Slater and I have really been studying and researching what the district has moved towards, which is the universal design for learning, so that we can really take the specialized, specially designed instruction that I'm used to, as well as her expertise as a general education classroom teacher. And we really combine those efforts together so we can target each kid and really, really work with what their skills are. We have a really artistic group of kids in our 4th grade class, so we've done a lot of hands-on project-based learning with differentiated instruction, and how they build their models to represent the math is really on them with our guidance. Like I said, we are just really, truly grateful for this opportunity, because we feel like this is my 2nd year doing it, and I feel like the 4th graders last year made tremendous gains and are I don't want to say much more, but they're successful in their 5th grade classrooms because of the targeted instruction we could do and more personalized instruction with a large class. So we're just really proud, and we're excited to see them grow.
We have a variety of teachers that are doing this model throughout all of our schools. These are just some quotes and direct from classroom teachers as well as special educators. For example, Mrs. White from Danville, the second one there, she said, "This is my 3rd year co-teaching as a special educator, and being able to see the student progress from consecutive years is the most rewarding feeling. They feel a part of the classroom and have taken more risks in their learning." So we're really seeing the benefits of that. From Mrs. Esposito, 5th grade teacher at Sandown North, "I think co-teaching has been a fantastic way to help students in my class access grade level curriculum. I feel like as a co-teaching team, we can more adequately address areas of struggle in the way that foster the UDL approach. I have noticed more engagement and more feelings of success." And Mrs. Robinson, 1st grade at Sandown North, and at Sandown North, it's our first year of working with 1st grade, and Laura Yasek has piloted ELA and math in 1st grade. So they are getting both subjects, so we're really interested to see that data and the progress for Sandown North. This is an example from Ms. Haggett and Ms. Slater's 4th grade class of the projects they were working with, and they made geometry cities, some of that hands-on learning. And then another example of writing their names using angles, lines, segments, lines, points, and rays. And now we're gonna hear a little bit on how co-teaching has helped each of them. You wanna go first?
Sure. I like having two teachers because I get to experience the different ways they both teach. I like getting taught different ways because we all have different perspectives of how we do things. Another reason why is each teacher teaches different ways to solve a problem. For example, let's say I have 13 times 63. One might teach the box method while the other teaches a shorter way. But I still think both matter. Those are the reasons why I like having two math teachers.
You wanna go? Okay.
Having two teachers helps me learn in two different ways.
I think students benefit from the co-taught method because different teachers explain things in different ways, and one of those ways usually clicks. Personally, I prefer the method Mr. Faulkner teaches, where he has us put a 1 beneath the whole number when you're dividing fractions by whole numbers, and multiply diagonally. It's quick and gets straight to the answer. The visual grid method is helpful for understanding why fraction division works, but once you get it, you shouldn't have to keep drawing grids forever. What happens when the problems get bigger, like 18/24 divided by 6? We're going to be drawing all those grids. At some point, you need a faster way. I learn better when I can get to the point and not spend extra time on steps I've already learned from. Thank you for giving me your time.
Hold on.
When Mrs. Abbott teaches, it is helpful because Miss Slater walks around and helps us and looks at our work.
And just as a summary, we really truly believe in co-teaching and how it supports a truly inclusive education. We know that they're receiving the individualized support, and we are truly committed at moving forward with co-teaching for as many students as we can staff.
Well, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for speaking. I know that can't be easy either, but I know a couple board members probably have some questions. Mark, and then I believe Jack.
If I could, you had referenced looking forward to, now that it's expanded, looking at that data as well. Is there data we can look at from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, as to how those students, be it iReady or something else, to see the impact it has had on them in some, I won't say tangible way, because a tangible way is what you see in the classroom. Measurable way, that's.
We have not reviewed that data, but I think what we've seen more is the engagement on a daily basis from the students. We're seeing less shutting down and frustration because there is someone there providing different ways. And sometimes just the one way is more confusing. And just to watch, Carly and Jillian, the way they interact with each other, it's such a laid back feel, and math can be really stressful for kids. And they've just presented it in a way that I think the kids feel really comfortable. And again, just providing different strategies and someone saying it differently really goes a long way for the kids.
Jack?
So you kids did great. I'm very proud of you. But this, I'm gonna question the teachers.
Oh,
So
boy.
obviously, yeah, these guys did a great job. You create individualized plans for each student. And my guess is that changes on a regular basis. Where do you find the time to do it, and how much time does that take? Because I would think it would be considerable for you guys to team up and create.
Time is really our biggest barrier, because to really do a good job with co-teaching is you need that common planning time. And that is something that, we do help schedule for the teachers and ensure that they're getting that common planning time. They do some of it remotely through Google Docs and shared things like that. If we could give them more time, we would love to, but that is probably the biggest barrier we have, is providing them enough time to come up with their lessons and their planning, and to be able to collaborate on, well, what about this strategy? Should we try it this way? So that's, we're working to increase.
Could you share with the board what the planning looks like for you during the day?
Sure.
And how that operates?
So Carly and I meet every Friday during soft start. So we have coverage for our soft start rooms. And then in addition to that, we have mapped out Tuesday during our regular plan time to collaborate. It's really great though, because we're doing a lot of data collection as we're going through our co-teaching model every single day. So there are days where I'm like, that did not work. so tomorrow let's do it this way, and she'll do the same with me. Like they did not get it that way, let's figure out something else. So we have the opportunity with the two professionals in the room where even if one's just teaching, the other one is walking around, seeing what the kids are taking notes on, or are they able to do this problem. So we reflect a lot in our prep plan. I'm fortunate enough to have the same time as the fourth grade. That doesn't always work with the co-teachers, but I have the same prep as them. So Tuesdays we meet during prep, Fridays we meet in the morning time.
One last question. When you collaborate with parents, who takes charge of that? Do you do it together? Is there a lot of collaboration with parents?
So we have our really fantastic parents here tonight, and we did all of our conferences together in fourth grade. I can't speak to fifth, I'm not sure, but in fourth grade we did all of our conferences together so that parents really could ask the questions, what does this look like? How are we benefiting my child? Yeah, okay. I don't want them in the back being like, no. Yeah, so we, and then whenever there's an email about math specifically, I am CC'd on, and then we all collaborate together. So it really is a true co-teaching experience where the parents feel like, I don't want to speak on what they feel like, but we try to make them feel like they can come to either one of us or both of us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dawn.
First, I want to compliment you on the effort, that I know what it takes, to co-teach. We tried it at the high school level, for math specifically, when we found that kids were struggling coming into the building, having come from different backgrounds, prior to elementary to middle, and then middle, depending on how they were placed there, into high school. And we did co-teaching, and we also had a pull-out period beyond that for students to get more support, specifically those kids who were not up to grade level when they entered high school. And the good news is that it really did work. The students improved tremendously. The tough thing was it worked so well, that we, expanded it to its complete, across the board approach to the first year of math at the high school. But we could not sustain the training. We weren't able to employ highly, qualified teachers, because at that level, there's a little bit more math training that went into the algebra and later geometry that we tried to do these things with. So you had a special educator who had to have also highly certified, certification at that point. But anyway, but the cost of it, especially now where it's so hard to have paraprofessionals that are, and we've let go of 30, 40 paraprofessionals over the course of the last couple of years. It's been hard to hire new ones. So I applaud you. I don't know how you can expand it in this climate, but the more that we do these things, the better our kids will be in the subject that we apply this approach to. I love what you're doing. I know it works. I know the kids get twice the attention on a daily basis just in that class period alone, apart from any pull-out things that you do in addition to that because of kids' special needs. So, I mean, it's the way to go, but it's something we have to think about in terms of how do we afford to do this across the board.
May I ask Mrs. Daly a question?
Yes.
Thank you. Mrs. Daly, we're using the same number of staff as we had prior to co-teaching, correct?
Correct, we are,
Okay.
we're just, I will not say that it is easy, their schedules are extremely tight. They are going from group to group, back to back with no transition, but we are making it work because it's the right thing for kids. So we are figuring that out. And right now we are able to and have at least 2, if not 3 teams in all of our buildings successfully.
So just to close out, because this is about the kids. So did you all do the geometry cities? Did you all do any of those projects?
I don't think we did, like the city thing.
Yeah, or your
No,
names?
that was at first, this was our first year doing the city one. We did the
So did you guys, whatever project that you guys did in math, what's so far with this, what's been your all's favorite?
So I'm not gonna interrupt you, but the fourth graders did do the city project, just the fifth graders
Was there any project in math so far that you guys have enjoyed? If not, that's totally fine. Math wasn't my favorite in that age.
Well, if you were in my class.
But I'm not.
I really like multiplication
Alright.
and division.
Very nice. Anybody else wanna speak up? If not, you don't have to.
So we're saying what we like about math or what?
Yeah, math project, anything you've done.
I like doing like multiplying the fractions is fun to do. Bang bang, and then I like the division fractions.
Yeah, that
Cut
box,
to the
that
chase.
that box method seemed labor intensive for sure.
I just like multiplying the top thing, like flipping it and then it's fun.
You guys have
Cool.
anything? If not, it's totally okay.
My favorite project is the pizza one, and we're in the
Yeah.
middle of doing it, and I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Awesome.
We're still in process of that one. We're
That's
not done
fine.
yet.
That's
Fractions
okay.
and pizza?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you for getting up and speaking. Sometimes speaking is scarier than a math problem. So good job, guys. Thank you.
One more thing she wants to
Oh,
add.
does she want to say? Okay.
My favorite project so far has been the sand.
Did you like it? Yeah? Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you had to do for that one? You don't have to.
You can tell her no.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Give them just a minute.
Rockstar, good job.
Okay. It's gonna be an engineer.
All right, as we're filtering, letting them filter out, we do have, normally personnel report is towards the end of our meeting. Give them a couple more minutes to get out of here and then we'll get back. Okay. So this tonight we have moved personnel report up. I'm gonna Justin Krieger, I believe you got someone here that you want to introduce.
I would love to. Mark, there are, I think, 4 chairs up here at the table. You can pick one of those and come on up. Just wanted to remind the board that I'm going to introduce Mark Brander tonight. I had written to the board on February 13th. And just want to review what I had written to you that evening about
Theme music.
That's for you, Mark.
about detailing the process that we went through. So we began this process in November. We had 35 applicants for the position of facilities director. In conjunction with the facilities directors in the Derry School District and at Pinkerton Academy, I interviewed 9 of those candidates, and we brought 4 of them back for a pretty extensive visit across the day here on campus to meet a variety of personnel. Mark is the clear selection of our team at the conclusion of those things. He brings 30 plus years of experience working at one company, Austro Electric Company, everything from electrician to the foreman to now doing project management and estimating for the company. Talking with the owner of the company in terms of the reference check for Mark, they just applauded your ability to organize a team to deliver outcomes. And we're really excited for you to bring both of those things to Timberlane. So what I'd ask you to do, Mark, these are nine folks that are going to help us and work with us as a team. Let them know a couple of things about you, maybe a little things about the process to kind of find Timberlane and move through with our interviews. And then some things you're looking forward to.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. I grew up in Chester, a few towns over. I've lived there for 54 years. Started as an electrician in 93, or an apprentice in 93. Worked my way up for 4 years of schooling, apprenticeship class. Got my journeyman's license, moved on. A year later, I took my master's exam, passed my master's. So I've had that for 26 years now. I've run crews from the size of 2 guys up to 40 to 50 guys. And jobs from, excuse me, 100,000 to $4 to $5 million. And then they brought me into the office about 10 years ago to do project managing, estimating and project managing. So I've seen both sides of dealing with the money side of it as estimating and try to get the job under budget to actually running the job from the office.
Any board members have any questions, comments? Jack, go ahead.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to meet with Mark, asked some pretty pointed questions and right on the button, you answered them just right. I was impressed with the fact that your major concern was for student and staff safety. That was really cool. You seem like a real sociable guy, and this isn't premature, but welcome to the team.
Thank you.
From one tradesman to another. All right.
Thank you.
Do you have anything? All right. Again, welcome. And does anyone want to make a nomination?
Motion to accept the professional nomination of Mark Britter as our Director of Facilities.
Motion by Shauna.
I would like to second that.
Mark has seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Welcome to the team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Shauna, you want to?
You too, Mark.
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
You're
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Rest up.
She's ready.
I'm gonna make a motion to accept the professional resignation of, we have two names here, and I think he goes by David Wiedenfeld, health and PE teacher at Timberlane Middle School.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Alyssa, you got one. All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed and abstained, unanimous. All right, now we're gonna go to, there's nothing else in personnel report, correct? Okay. We're gonna go to delegates and individuals, and so far I only have one. It's Michael Boucher.
Yeah, this time.
I know.
Alright, well, hello again.
Hi.
I'm coming here to speak about Article 17, the overnight field trip article. We're supposedly not supposed to do any taxpayer money for these things. And as I understand, we are not using any taxpayer money, but part of the reason why I'm discussing this particular article is actually I was driving my son over to the Sheraton Hotel because the Diplomacy Club is having the Harvard Model UN Congress this weekend, and it is in fact an overnight trip. I was bringing him over with one of his classmates. And for those of you who don't know what this is a really huge event. It's actually worldwide. They have students from all over the world literally coming to this one place in Boston, and you just see all these students come together, and they basically go there to kind of practice what they've done in Diplomacy Club, where they talk about different bills and how to get motions passed in different ideas, and they work so hard to really exchange all these ideas and learn how to collaborate and how to become leaders. And I thought it was really cool the very first year when I checked it out. I mean, it was packed. It's like over 1,000 students in there. And it's such an amazing opportunity that this school district offers. My son actually said, or rather his friend said, they believe that Timberlane's the only school district in the whole entire state that actually does it. That actually participates in this program that, like I said, people from all over the world are part of. And I think it'd be really devastating for us to lose that kind of opportunity if that article were to pass. I know there's some thought process that this one article might be advisory only. I personally don't think that's necessarily true, but I don't think we should take that risk, and we should definitely vote no on this particular warrant article, because it's opportunities like this. There's opportunities where students get to go abroad. There's opportunities where, like in the music program, I know they do some things that are outside of the regular school hours. And for the students to lose these opportunities to be able to not only express themselves, but able to learn more and take their learning to the next level, that would just be completely devastating. So vote no against Article 17. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other delegates or individuals that wish to speak? No? Okay. All right, could I get a motion to move the last 27 minutes of delegates and individuals to the end of the meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Jack, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Bree, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? And abstained? 8-1-0. Thanks, Paul.
Just had to do that.
All right, student rep Cam, what's up?
I feel like I haven't been here in a month.
I know,
It has
right?
been a month.
So I feel most times.
What you got for us today?
So recently, the high school tomorrow is having their winter send-off, and they are also participating in a food drive to donate to other places. Students have been preparing for SATs throughout all classes every day. Teachers give at least one SAT question to a student from freshman year all the way to senior if they've already completed it, just because these testing questions are good for any sort of test that you might be taking in a job or anything like that. We have our annual Project Hope fashion show raising money for breast cancer awareness and all cancer awareness, and that'll be March 7th. For sports, the TRHS indoor track, we had Charlotte Budoin set a new school record in the 600 meter at the NHIAA state meet. Daniel Bates won the high jump, and Bella Johnson placed third in long jump and qualified for New England's. For the football team, they recently received the official sportsmanship award for the 2025 season, and senior Michael Sanasuaso received a $2,000 scholarship from the New Hampshire Football Officials Association. At the Performing Arts Center, recently we just hosted the first ever Rockingham Honors Music Festival on February 11th. Students from Epping, Exeter, Londonderry, and Timberlane all participated. Timberlane students especially were great guides for the other students, especially around our own facilities, and demonstrated strong leadership and musicianship. The middle school production of Oz recently just happened, had 2 performances, and as well as showcased our high school theater tech extended learning opportunity. This was their final project, was being able to put on a musical at this level. So the middle school boys basketball completed their championship game and represented Timberlane proudly. TRMS actors and actresses were in Oz, and they just wanted to say how appreciative they are for all their teachers, not only doing their job teaching, but also being coaches and being musical directors, just some of the behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't see. Pollard Elementary School, so that was from Oz. Pollard Elementary School has been enjoying outdoor recess on what they call Mount Pollard. It is snow that's piled up from all the snow we've gotten, and they just are having a blast. So that's what I have from them. Sandown North, they are recognizing Kindness Month with classroom activities, and there's a school-wide kindness tree highlighting student experiences with kindness. And finally, we have Atkinson Academy, who grades 2 and 3 attended Gizmo's Possum Guide to Mental Health Assembly on February 5th, hosted by SoRock. And it focused on different coping skills and mental health awareness, seeking help from trusted adults, all these things that are really nice to learn at a young age. And students also got to meet Jackson, a therapy dog. I don't have a photo of him.
Dude.
This is what they gave me.
Tell them picture of the dog next time.
I know. I'll get a picture of the dog for next time.
Is that all you have?
That's all I got.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. All right. First item of business is we got to approve the calendar.
You do. On Ms. Allaire's behalf, you have a very extensive executive summary in front of you. that brings back version 1, that's the calendar that you saw last time, and creates versions 2 and 3 for you to review with some board feedback from last meeting. I'm going to go right to the end and just look at the summary and just point some pieces out for you. Version 1, in terms of our recommendation, has the strongest support from the high school. It's got an optimal exam schedule and graduation structure. It maintains a 2-day start and has the fewest number, most important to our end, of CTE conflicts, meaning that we're not impacting CTE students as much as we could be if we moved to versions 2 and 3. Entertain any questions for folks that you have about those calendar versions.
Great. First, I just want to thank Ms. Allaire for the extensive work. This is a lot of work, and getting to see the thought process was really powerful for me and better understand it. I guess my question is, I see we get a lot of high school summaries, but why don't we get like middle school or elementary summaries as much?
From?
For the, when it
For
was
like
for impact.
the notes
In terms of their considerations.
Because they,
like it even says like term 1 and term 2, why don't we have the breakdown of the?
Yeah, well, at the high school level, when things are tied to credit, it just kind of changes the game, and that's really what it is about. And because you've got exams that are also tied to that credit, that schedule also is a secondary thing that they need to plan for. It doesn't have the impact that it does at the high school level, at the elementary or the middle school level.
Thank you.
Shauna?
Also thank Sandy Lair for all of her work related to listening to us ask for several different versions for several different reasons under several different pieces of circumstances. I agree with Bree that seeing the thought process behind it in terms of dates and times in correlation with CTE and all of the requirements that we have to do for calendar. I also want to share with the board that our last calendar conversation generated a lot of communication with me from constituents regarding what they think is best for children because they have the students in their homes. And so I will be supporting version 1 of this calendar as my vote because based on the constituents I heard from K through 12 in terms of having students in the district about sort of that slower rollout to the school year of having a few days, then a long weekend, a few more days, and then back into a normal routine. And hearing that from the folks in our communities, I'm going to honor that as my vote tonight.
Is that a motion?
I would be happy to make a motion to accept version 1 for the academic year 26-27 school calendar.
That motion.
Motion made by Shauna, seconded by Bree. Any other discussion on the calendar? Yep, Marianne?
I just had one question from looking at the conflicts with CTE in particular. What do our CTE students do on days when Salem has no school and Timberlane does?
They're here with us.
Do they go to a different class or just?
They have some time. They could either leave campus. They've got a common area they can hang out with, maybe during the cafeteria. But that's the kind of the point when there is no instruction that day. They're not accessing what's happening because it's not happening there, or vice versa. Which is why we want to minimize those to the greatest extent possible.
Which version 1 accomplishes of the 3?
Yes.
Okay.
To the greatest extent possible.
Great. In your capabilities.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
One last question with version 1, graduation tentative to 12, tentative based on snow days. How many more snow days do we have before that would become pushed back?
I believe we've got maybe 6 more. We're nowhere near the threshold of being concerned about it.
Yeah. Plus, we always have the option of switching
Counting
to
hours versus days.
Hours, which gives us even more leeway, so, yeah. Okay. All good discussion. Any other questions or discussion on the version 1 calendar? All right, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor? Opposed and abstained, unanimous. All right.
Thank you, Ms. Allaire.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sandy, wherever you are. Thank you. All right, next on our list is donations. Let's see. Looks like we've got Timberlane Regional Middle School received a donation in the amount of $3,000 from the Caddy Coalition of Plymouth, New Hampshire, following a regional Getting to Y regional training hosted by Timberlane in November of 2025. Purpose of the training was to bring meaning to local youth risk behavior survey results and develop a team of students to initiate sustainable change to the school climate. This donation will be used to coordinate a data retreat for students to review current data, support the action plan developed by the students to address the risk behaviors they are most concerned about, and fund activities identified by the students that promote health and well-being by addressing root causes of these behaviors from a youth perspective. So they are giving us, or they're giving the district $3,000 for this project, and I believe if it's, we have to accept,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's both for the middle school, 3,000 in the middle school and 3,000 to the high school.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's 6,000 total.
Correct.
Oh, very nice, okay. Yes, go ahead.
For the kind of retreat for students, is that an active group or do students have to reach out to be a part of that?
I believe they need to reach out to be a part of it. It's not any sort of part of active group or existing student organization we have.
Any other questions? Marianne?
Do these donations cover the whole cost of students, and will there be chaperones going as well to this data retreat, or is it here?
I don't have either of those answers, Marianne.
Is that something that could be brought back at the next board meeting
We
for
could.
clarification?
I wanna be sure, yes, we could, for sure.
Right.
Yes.
Well, if we could still get the information.
Marianne, so question 2 was about the location of the retreat
Um,
and whether there were chaperones?
Yeah.
And if it covered the cold cost, I
It
believe.
covers the whole cost of the data retreat.
So what does the 3,000 cover?
Okay, you bet.
Any other questions about the donations?
I make a motion to accept the donation in the amount of, can I put both donations
So
together?
so the suggested one is motion to approve 2 donations of 3,000.
Motion to approve 2 donations in the amount of $3,000 from the CADY Coalition of Plymouth, New Hampshire.
Motion made by Shauna. Oh, sorry, Linda.
Did you wanna put like 2 donations of $3,000 each?
Each,
Yes.
yes, thank you.
Just add that each.
Agreed.
Second. All right, motion made by Shauna, second by Alyssa. Did you have everything you needed for the minutes?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Any other further discussion? All right, all those in favor? Opposed and abstained? Okay, unanimous, and then Justin will get those answers to us about that. All right, moving on, lease contract for copiers. Hey, Ken.
Hello, how's everyone? Alright, so in your packet, you will find an executive summary and some supporting materials for the proposed copier lease. So current situation is we're coming out of a 5-year lease with this company. We own all the equipment. It was a lease to buy. We own 37 copiers and 100 and something printers. We're looking tonight to approve a new lease for copiers only. For clarification, copiers are devices that obviously copy, but they also print and scan. Printers are just printers. The cost per page, this is a misconception with a lot of people, the cost per page on a copier is much less than a laser printer. So for the past few years, we've moved to do centralized printing, getting the printers out of the classrooms and having teachers and other staff use the copiers in common rooms. So this proposal covers the capital expense for the copiers for 42, which would be 5 additional ones than we have now. That would be give us more access to the copiers throughout the schools. We're trying to cover some areas where they're a little scarce right now. We are not proposing any new printers in this lease. There's no capital expenditure on printers, copiers only. The copiers, quite frankly, are in need of replacement in a lot of areas. They're really beat up. They have a lot of miles after 5 years in a school. Copiers, if they were a car, they'd have a couple 100,000 on them. But the printers are in relatively good shape, and they're not used as much. So no problem with the printers we have now. We own them. What's nice about this lease proposal is not only does it cover the new copiers and getting those in place, but also the service and support and supplies, I should say, for everything. Not only the 42 new copiers, but also Ricoh is the company that we've gone with. They promise that for the next 5 years, they will cover the printers. They're 5 years old and they're gonna cover supplies and service as part of this. Not free, of course, you see that spelled out. But the other companies, let's talk about the pricing. We did go through something called Omnia Partners. What that is a established government bid pricing agency. Omnia will allow us to use bid pricing that larger institutions have obtained. So Timberlane's obviously a very small fish in a big pond. We could get pricing from, the University of Texas or the Los Angeles School District. Establish pricing with these vendors, these printer vendors. And that's the pricing that you see reflective in that graph, that table down below. So you see the Ricoh one in the middle, and that's the one we're recommending, and that includes, again, the service on those printers. Canon and Xerox are on there as well. The equipment costs you see quoted are copiers only. So that did not include any printers for either one, for Canon or Xerox either. However, the service you see, and I highlighted that in red, is they're not gonna cover Ricoh's printers that we own.
Oh.
So you have to add in, like at Xerox is $4,000 less a year. However, all the printers you have to add on, we have to buy toner on the side of that. So we're going through WB or whoever to buy toner for that, where it's included in Ricoh's cost. I'll tell you right now, it'd be a lot more than $4,000 for the printer toner. So tonight we're proposing capital expenditure of is 5-year, again, a 5-year lease to own. This is not a lease to own, for $67,171.16 a year for the capital cost. Service and supplies are $61,993.36. For a total cost of $129,164.52 for 5 years. That is right now we pay, the end of this 5th year, we've been paying $185,851.09. So the savings per year for the next lease proposal is $56,686.57 per year. You can see there about $283,432 savings over the 5 years with the new lease than what we've been paying. Of course, take any questions. I do want to mention that there's 2 motions we need to make verbatim because it's a lease. There's going to be underwriters, i.e. lawyers, involved with this, so it does need to be reflected in the minutes, the exact wording and verbiage on those 2 motions.
Jack.
As usual, a nice job, Ken. Very thorough.
Thank you.
Indeed. So we do these leases to own, and at the end of the lease, we own them, and they're junk.
The copiers are for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my arms around that. I mean, if we lease them not to own at the end, is that a better amount? I mean, I love the idea that Ricoh includes all the, am I right, they're including all the ink and, be nice if they do the paper.
Yeah, paper. That's significant cost.
And that's not a trick question, I'm just trying to, we have all this equipment we own now, what happens with that equipment that we own?
Well, they're gonna take it away.
They're gonna take it away?
Because we don't have room, obviously, to put it anywhere.
Right, no, I didn't know whether we auctioned it off or.
No, I mean, it's little to no value, honestly,
Okay.
and us storing that in the schools, quite frankly, we don't have space for that.
I know.
So, yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Breathe in, Don.
Could you just consider reaching out to the Tiger Electronic Technology Club thing, just in case they wanna keep 1 or 2 to tinker with, play with, open up,
Yeah, we
if
can do
they're
that,
gonna be
yeah.
junked anyway.
That's a good idea, yeah.
That's great. Don?
That's a good idea.
With the follow through on that, once somebody sends off what needs to be copied, is there somebody operating or running an office where that's happening, or is it something that teachers just access when they can during the day?
It's a good question. So we utilize something, it's part of the service and support, it's called PaperCut. PaperCut is a vendor application where when somebody prints, it goes to the cloud and it doesn't just spit out on a copier. We use a fob release system, which means everybody has a fob to get into the building. Same fob, they go up to a copier, they fob it because there's a reader on the copier. Their jobs come up and then they can release the jobs and print them out. It's both secure because you can imagine printing an IEP to some printer a few rooms away and then maybe hung up in the hallway trying to get to it, sitting on the printer. But also it saves on toner and paper because, you know, as you can imagine, if we don't have this, it just goes to the printer. You can't imagine how much piles of paper we have in unclaimed printouts, right? That we used to, and that's just nature of the beast. This, if they don't get claimed and printed out within 24 hours, they get deleted, those job queues. So they just have to resubmit them and pick them up.
Both verbatim.
I'd like to make a motion. I hereby move that the board approve the proposed tax exempt lease with MST Government Leasing LLC for the purposes of refinancing and funding photocopy equipment leases, including consultant fees and related costs of insurances of such leases in the amount not to exceed $302,973.76 and an interest rate of 5.19% per year through August 1st, 2030.
Do you just want us to give you a copy of it? That way you can do it verbatim.
No, I'm just, Mark was reading it, but I don't know if I have a different copy because you said related costs of insurances?
Issuances.
He meant issuances.
Issuances, yep.
I'll second the
Thanks.
All right, Mark made the motion, Mary Ann seconded it. Any discussion? Good catch. All right, all's in favor? Opposed and abstained, unanimous. All right, motion number 2.
That was the hard lift for Mary Ann over there.
She's like, eh.
Oh, no, I hereby move that the board authorizes the superintendent to execute and deliver the tax exempt lease with MST Government Leasing LLC on such terms and conditions discussed and provided to the board, and to execute and deliver any such documents required to execute the contract with Specialized Purchasing Consultants, Inc.
Shauna made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Alyssa. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed and abstained, unanimous.
That was
Thank
fancy
you.
talk
Thanks
for
so
you
much,
can give
guys.
them the paperwork.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, next up we have phase 4? Yeah, phase 4 of the lease resolution.
So page 31 of your packets, I think Maria's here to answer any
Yeah.
questions that you may have. But again, this is one of those fairly prescribed motions. It's seeking just the authorization for the funding for phase 4 of the lease, which has been previously approved by the board.
And then I also have copies that once the motions are made, that we have 2 copies that each of us has to sign both of them. So at the end of the meeting, we'll make sure that we sign these, okay? Anything for us?
You're going for it, Mark.
Where's the
Is
verbiage?
this amount?
It's on your
for
Go ahead,
this-
Mary Ann.
Get that
Is
hand.
this amount for this phase, so does that use up the rest of the lease money or is there a balance? That has
There's
not
a
yet been
balance in phase 5, which is the, I don't know if Chris wants to. speak.
Sure, if,
Go ahead,
Madam
ahead.
Chair, yes, there's a balance for phase 5, which is 9,283,193. In addition, the envelope of the high school will be a separate contract.
So phase 5 is the other projects that,
Correct.
I thought they were phase 4 at one point, but it's too many phases.
Yeah.
You can't get it all done in one summer. We have that short
Right, so this is for
6
this.
to 8 week construction time.
So this
Yeah,
is for this summer's projects?
correct.
So the board authorized the entire amount left over, but because we only have the 2 months in the summer to do the projects, we had to split it into 2 different phases just because of time constraints.
Any other questions about the lease phase 4?
In that case, I move that the resolution entitled, quote, "Resolution to authorize $6,161,343 as phase 4 of the lease purchase financing of energy savings equipment and associated building improvements at district facilities," end quote, be approved in the form presented to this meeting, and that an attested copy of said resolution be included with the meeting minutes of this meeting, rather.
With the minutes of this meeting.
Yes. Linda, anything to add?
Mark made the motion, Jack seconded. Any other discussion on phase 4 of the lease? All right, all those in favor? Opposed and abstained, unanimous. All right. That's actually showing us.
Thank you.
All right, Maria, I believe you are gonna do our budget to actuals as well?
Yes. Okay. So
I think we're gonna.
thank you.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so as you can see in the dashboard for this month, as of the end of January, starting at the top, revenue compared to last year. Last year, we at this as of January 31st, we had received 48.2 million. This year, we had received 39 million. In the expense side, we have last year we had to spend 41.9 million, and this year we have to spend 42. So as you can see, the expenses are very close compared to last year, but the revenue, we have received a significant less amount in revenue. I want to bring this to your attention because what this could create is a cash flow issue. So if we're not receiving the revenue that we need on the time that we have scheduled it for, then we can face a time where we won't have enough cash to pay our bills, right, or our payroll. So as I have mentioned before, we work with our towns for the apportionments. Obviously, 92% of our revenue comes from the state and the towns. It's about 10% from the state and about 83% from the towns. So that is crucial that the towns follow the schedule that we give them. We try to accommodate their cash flow in the best way that we can because we have to rely on that and the state. The state only gives us four payments a year. So I have to balance all that together. We have to balance all that together to make it work for everybody. What we have been facing lately is the towns are not paying on time, and that creates a huge restraint in our cash. So this year specifically, if we did not have the fund balance that we have at the beginning of the year, the $7 million, at the end of January, we would not have been able to make payroll because of this. We had 42 million in expenses and we have 39 million in revenue. So I had been trying to communicate with the towns in a very gentle and polite manner, just simply requesting them when are you gonna pay us, we can expect the payment. But I want to use this opportunity, if anybody in the towns or any of the selectmen are watching this meeting, to please consider your payments on time, because this is the importance that those payments, we rely on that to operate our district. So it's very crucial that they not only pay on time, but they also follow the schedule that we give them, which is, again, coordinated with the adequacy aid of what our needs are in a monthly basis.
Before you go on with that, is it time to change the schedule? I mean, have you all thought of that? Like, if something that would be a little bit better, easier? I don't know what you all thought.
Yeah, I think one of the things Maria and I have discussed is to have more significant and substantial conversations with the towns around the schedule, because we're finding these becoming pretty challenging, and we just wanted to stress the importance of that schedule and working together so that whatever we commit to as a school district in a town, that we follow through and we deliver on, so that we can just continue operations uninterrupted. So Maria and I have discussed what's that next step going to be, and we're certainly considering some more substantial outreach to be sitting down at the same table and showing them kind of where those balances are and where we hit some struggles.
Alyssa and then Mark.
Remind me, because I know we've talked about this and I can't remember. Does each town have a different schedule, or are they all four following the same schedule?
No, they each have a different schedule because their amounts are different, their apportionments are different, but the way it is allocated on a monthly basis, it is the same methodology for all four towns.
And this is something that they had agreed to in the past, correct? Each schedule for each town.
And again, it's something, my first year here, I met with the towns and I said, okay, what is it that will work for you? Because I understand their cash, they also have cash flow restraints, right? Taxpayers only pay taxes twice a year.
Yeah.
So they only have an inflow of cash twice a year. So I balance their schedule to put in the months that they receive the tax, they have the higher amounts, and in the months that they are not receiving tax payments, I put it at a lower amount. So again, we're on a process with Justin to see what the best way to is to accommodate even further if we can. But we need help for them. Just to if they just commit to the monthly payment that they have to do, it's fine. It's just a timing issue. It's not like we're gonna run out of money. It's just a timing issue of cash flow. That's all what it is.
Go ahead, Martin.
May I suggest, Justin, it's your circuit tour with the different boards of selectmen were extremely helpful, useful, and appreciated both by townsfolk and the selectmen. Perhaps adding in a slide deck presentation. This is why it's important. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a question of spending too much or not having enough in it. It's all about timing. And this is the jeopardy that the district is going to be placed in. Should we not be able to agree on the schedule, or should they not agree to the schedule that they agreed to?
Yeah,
they may not be aware.
We can certainly incorporate that, and I think you may be very well right. I think it's just maybe a matter of education, and that's the pathway.
Yep. I would imagine conversations in town being, hey, if we hold on to this for an extra 2 months, look at the interest we can earn, without realizing the jeopardy that it creates for the community. No ill intent, I'm certain.
In prior years, this hasn't been an issue because we had to start the year with a healthy fund balance, so it hasn't created that monthly urgency for cash flow.
Yep.
But this year, clearly, it is being a challenge, so.
Yep.
I just wanted to mention that.
Thank
Yep, that's fine, thank you.
In the second row compared to budget, so in revenue, we're at 54% of the budget, and in expenses, we're at 50% of the expenses. Again, I just want to remind people that 50%, but 2 months of this half of the year are 2 months that are not full operational months, because July and August, we do not have the payroll for teachers. So the expenses are obviously a little higher than 50%. For the revenue, we have the 39 million, 81.1% of that is from taxpayers, 16.7% is from the state, and 2.1% is from local revenue. And in the expenses, we have 42 million. Salaries makes up for 44% of that. Benefits makes up for 29.8% of that. And operating is 26.2% of that. Down at the bottom, we have the annual projection with the actuals as of January 31st. And then the remaining of the year from February to June, we have a projection. So we are back to projecting 82.5 million. As we were a couple months ago. I believe our superintendent is gonna explain why we're back at 82.5 million.
Yeah, so just to remind everybody that when we were here in the fall, November and December, we had moved our projected expense to $84.5 million for those 2 months.
Right.
When we came back in January, we made the determination to hold off working with Dr. Martin at about $100 million of capital money. And we reduced that expenditure by the year's end to 83.5. Tonight, we're bringing it to 82.5 for two primary actions we've taken since the January meeting. The first one is, again, talking with Doc Martin, we're going to make the determination not to move on any more expenditures for the high school bathroom project this year.
Okay.
We're going to continue with the architectural work. We're going to get those plans developed. But I am making the recommendation that we're not going to be expending those funds at this time.
Okay.
Additionally, and this is the bigger thing, yesterday when we met with our admin team here, there were two things I communicated to them. The first is we have a spending freeze right now across our district. And the second is that we're going to have a hiring freeze across our district. So it's not that we can't purchase anything, but we're just going to close the gap a little bit about those decision makers. So if folks have a need in a building, a principal or a director, they can speak with myself, they can speak with Maria, Doc Martin, Ms. Allaire, or Ms. Drexel. I just need to tighten the circle about our spending in terms of who's making those decisions and how often it's happening. So we're going to continue to provide the things that we need to, but we're going to tighten things as we looked in terms of where we're projecting to the end of the school year. We will report back again in March. If you also remember, this was the month that we've been forecasting since the fall about if we were going to do something, this would be the first kind of action. And this is a concrete step that we can take moving forward. and see where the projections will come at the end of the month. There are more things we can do, but we're gonna start here because it's the least intrusive and potentially least disruptive.
Yeah, done.
In that freeze, is there anything that cripples the academic opportunities of students, or the things that teachers need, supplies, et cetera, to operate as planned? Are they gonna have to switch what they have in mind to do as a result of having this freeze?
Aside, Don, from field trips that may be universal, maybe a grade level, where we may pull back on the transportation pieces of it. Right now, we're hopeful that there's not any impact to the classroom day-to-day operations for kids. So when a teacher needs to deliver things, no, those are not things that we're going to be holding off for. And there's still an avenue for a principal or director to talk with us and make that argument about why it is a need. We just need the first response to be no. Let's talk about it.
The second, just to follow that up.
Yep.
Should we get to that point where you're feeling uncomfortable because we are not able to, operate as we had intended, would you be letting us know that?
100%.
Thanks.
100%.
Jack.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure when this communication goes out to the department heads and the teachers that I don't want teachers going out and doing things on their own, out of their own pocketbook. Because I know teachers have a habit of doing that over the years, so our struggle shouldn't fall on them. Fair
Great.
enough.
Any other questions, comments? Yeah, Bree, go ahead.
So just to clarify, you said there's a hiring freeze?
Yes.
And so is that for obviously like new positions or filling current positions as well?
Anything that is currently out there advertised, even if we're in mid-process of those interviews, it's not just an automatic that it goes forward. I'm just forcing a conversation here at the SAU with my leadership team if it's an absolute critical necessary position that we need today.
So like we just had a resignation, so that is now a critical conversation. Do we need to fill this hole?
We'll have that conversation, and if we need to fill it, we will post it and we'll move forward with it. But potentially, maybe we make a decision that we're gonna have a different plan for that position for a period of time.
Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Any other questions on the budget? Okay. Dean.
Can I get the other one, please? Can I get the other, the cash flow?
I do have to point out that Dean sent me like his agenda tonight, and there were like 9 different attachments that he needed to make sure he had queued up, so it's been
Thank
a
you for
busy
all you do,
meeting.
Dean.
Tina's amazing as usual. Oh, if it was a simple scrolling, we could have.
I know.
So
You
sorry.
could have told us.
Well, the clicker only has left and right, but we needed the up and down.
Okay.
I just wanted to show you this and make a point to tie back on what I was telling you before. So when you see here in the total deposits, look at the monthly variances. So in July, we received $2.6 million. In August, we received 6.9. Then in September, 7.1, then 9.5, then 1 million, and then 6.2. Our average expenses a month are 6.5 million. When I have a cash flow like this, I am telling you, it's a struggle to manage a business like this. It's really hard because I don't know what to predict or when to predict them. So it is a challenge.
Yeah, this is a slide you bring, Justin.
When you go from 9.5 million one month to 1 million the next month, it's very hard.
Disbursements are, much more regular. Yep.
So that's the challenge that we're facing right now.
So,
Very good.
Maria, so I see some blanks on some of the town appropriations, where February 19th, over halfway through February, have any of those caught up in any way, or is February looking better?
So as of today, for February, Atkinson and Danville are caught up.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Is there anything else on the cash flow you wanted to talk about?
No, I just wanted to point out.
Yep, no, it's a good slide. Yes, please take that to your towns.
You're welcome.
Alright. Moving on, policies.
Again, on behalf of Ms. Allaire tonight, you've got one before you. It's for the second read. There are no changes since the first one. And again, just to review, this really kind of defines the three purposes for remote learning that's authorized through the DOE in terms of school districts and what we can use. It provides some flexibility for schools to kind of pivot around weather events or other things that parents and students are opting into. And really just kind of emphasizes this point that the board encourages remote learning for students in terms of how they piece together their education.
Again, this is for second read, so we saw it once before already. No changes. Anybody have any questions, comments on this? Someone want to make a motion?
Make a motion to accept policy IMBA, remote learning, for a second read and adoption.
Motion by Shauna. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dawn. Any other discussion on this motion? All right, all those in favor? Opposed and abstained, unanimous. All right, and then the last thing for other business is, or current business, I'm sorry, is the 2025 annual report.
We've got the annual report. I think it starts on page 44. It's funny that Ken was talking about copiers and printers. We don't print a whole lot of these things anymore. They're super digital. But this will be the annual report that's been drafted by much of the administration and also pieces of the school board to present to the public.
And we just have to approve this like we do every single year. Is there any question on this, comments on this?
Did we get Jack's face superimposed on that team picture that we?
Well, it's on page 7. I
I
don't
know,
see
did you
anything
look? It's there.
superimposed, but we do need to.
That's all right.
Make a motion to approve the 2025 annual report, Timberlane Regional School District annual report.
Motion by Shauna. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Alyssa. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed and abstained. Unanimous. All right, moving on to administrator's report.
All right, I'm going to start, but I'm going to then have Doc Martin go here. Doc Martin's day started at about 1:30 this morning, and it's 8:11. So I really want to just publicly extend my appreciation for that. Also to Principal Mensis and Steve Paradise, a member of our facilities crew. They were on site at the middle school super early this morning because we didn't have power or heat, or potentially were concerned about the food that was there. So based on the quick work of people responding and getting the things ready, we were able to have school without interruption. So those are the things that continue to happen at 1 a.m. across Timberlane. So thank you very much. After you give your report, please go home, get some rest,
Thank
and I
you.
will see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Jack, hold on. Did you have
Yeah,
something? I'm pointing at you.
Oh,
Do you have
okay.
something? You're raising your
I'd
hand.
like to say something in that light. Now that we have a facilities director, Dr. Martin, I want to acknowledge you making chicken soup out of chicken poop for quite a while. You, no. You stepped up to the plate, you stepped in, and
As long as I didn't step in the chicken poop, I'm good.
it needs to be acknowledged, the amount of lifting you did, in the capacity in which you did it. So
Well, thank you.
thank you very much.
Very kind of you.
Thanks, Jack.
I'd like to highlight, well, we're being kind to each other. I'd like to highlight, so the only reason we had an inkling at 1:30 there was something going on, but then at 5:30, when Scotty arrived at the middle school, one of the custodians, he called me and I'm sorry, I know you're sleeping. I wasn't at that point, but and to let me know about the freezer and all of that. So I'm grateful for Scotty, and he's bailed us out a couple of times during some staffing issues that we've had. And while we're talking about that, I don't think I've been here since the holiday. So I think it's important also for people to know that our maintenance team and our grounds team is very responsive when things aren't going well. There was during the Christmas break, or the December break, excuse me, there were a number of situations that could have been pretty catastrophic financially had they not responded quickly when I called. And one of them was New Year's night. So I'm really grateful for those folks, and I think Mark is going to be coming on board with a group of individuals that know know how to do their work and are committed. The commitment to Timberlane is what is so impressive. It's more impressive than anything. So I'm really grateful for that. And they've put up with my stupid language related to construction, that thing and this thing that does this and all that. So I'm grateful. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Danville. I spent a day and a half at Danville this week, which was really delightful. I learned all about what first graders do at recess, and it was wicked cool. I wish I'd had my ski pants with me. And I also wanted to mention that we had some communication issues and we're not able to get into Cameron's report, but you will see on Facebook the Spirit Week activities from Danville, some great Valentine's Day and kindness things. They also celebrated the 100th day of school, some cool stuff there. And a number of grade levels at Danville are working on their informational writing units, and the building is full of them. Danville has also been working on volume and math, creating Volumeville to display for the building. So if you haven't been to Danville, there's some really interesting hands-on projects listed there. So next time we'll have an update for you. On the more serious side, there's a state fire marshal's grant for carbon monoxide detectors. We have a couple in each school, usually centered around the boiler room, but we're going to be adding additional two additional carbon monoxide meters to each building, and Steve Paradise is going to be working with the Homeland Security people on the grant. I attended the dress rehearsal for the Rockingham County inaugural Honors Music Festival. And I realize how old I am that I don't recognize any of the music teachers from Exeter, Timberlane, from Exeter and Londonderry and Epping. I do recognize the old man that conducts the band at Timberlane because he and I are old friends. But and Kurt has already reached out to his pool of folks. There are a number of other schools that want to participate next year, so it speaks to the quality of the festival, and more importantly, the social experiences for the kids to meet kids with like interests from other districts. Besides that, just one last thing about our owners meeting. I meet every week, as you know, with Chris Roy from EEI and what is called an owners meeting. It's a construction thing, and he is diligently planning for the launch of the Pollard project this summer, which is really good. That one is going to test their organizational skills and their time management skills, because there's a lot to do there, and they keep discovering other things that need to be done in order to execute their portion of the contract. And I'm looking forward to, Mark has met Chris. I'm looking forward to bringing Mark into the team of conversation. And I told Chris Roy he can't get rid of me because I'm too committed to these projects. I'll be still hanging around and asking stupid questions about construction. And that concludes my report.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm having Lawrence Welkers in my head.
Please communicate. Please drive safely.
Yes, thank you. I
Be
will.
safe.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate that.
Dr.
My pleasure.
Some threat of you whipping out a contra bassoon or something, wasn't she gonna play?
What's that?
Wasn't she gonna whip out a contra bassoon in one of these things? or
I was
tuba?
going to play a tuba Christmas and I got sick.
All right, we still owe us we've had plenty of performances. I want video.
Oh, I'd like an entrance song.
There you go. I used to have a TV show in Manchester called Focus on the Arts. I have all the recordings. You ain't getting them.
I'll find a deal. I'm resourceful. I will find those.
Manchester Public Television.
It'll be at the next board meeting.
Lose 30 pounds to that.
Thanks again, Chris.
My pleasure.
Good night, Dr. Martin.
Good night.
In addition to that stuff, we also held a community forum
Manchester.
in partnership with the police department. Dr. Martin also led that evening on Monday. There, we were able to kind of debrief the threat and response of both the police and the school district for the event there on February 2nd. it's a really good opportunity to be able to further explain the decision-making process, the timeline for people, and it was super well attended. We had about 80 people with us in that building that night. So I've done these over the course of my career. I have not seen that level of participation. So it was a really good event, and I really wanted to thank the chief of Danville for participating with us. It's awesome to see the community, see us together having the same conversation. Coming up in the future, we talked a little bit about Diplomacy Club. You heard that at the high school, a student group. They are very interested in hosting a school board candidate forum. They've scheduled for that at the PAC. It's going to be the evening of Friday, March 6th. So 3 things to expect. And it's a very, very tight timeline because they're also negotiating with the other towns when they're holding their candidate forums. 3 things to expect. If you're a candidate, please do expect an invite. If they're going to be reaching also to the Board of Selectmen, and they're going to be looking to solicit questions from residents of all 4 towns and being able to present those as part of the evening. They're also going to be soliciting questions from the high school student body and presenting them the candidates over the course of time. I am unable to move, change, or shift that date. It is what it is because of everything that's happening. I'm really hoping that we can help support the high school kids put this on.
What time?
I believe it would be a 7 p.m. start time.
March 8th, you said.
March
Friday the
6th, which
6th.
is the Friday.
Just like you to know, I will try and be there after I get pummeled with dodgeballs at the mother-son dodgeball.
That's that Wednesday.
It's Friday, same day.
I think you have the wrong date for the dodgeball tournament.
The 5th grade tournament is on the 4th.
That's what I'm talking about. You're talking about something different?
Yes.
I will try.
This is my very packed schedule on the 6th.
Anything else on the school board candidate forum?
No, thank you.
Excellent. 3 things I want to ask the board. One is short term, one is midterm, and one is going to be long term. First thing I'd like to ask is we are continuing to talk as an admin team here about aligning to what will soon be a voted 26 budget. What I'd really like is to have a board member or potentially 2 participate with us as the admin group as we start thinking through this, as we start planning for pathways. I just want to involve more people in the conversation, and then maybe there's a reporting mechanism back to the board. So that's the most short-term thing. And I could work with Mark and Katie about identifying folks and maybe starting to tie you guys into that. That would be helpful. Midterm, looking way out to fiscal 28. That budget cycle for me has already started, but it's really going to start in July 1. I've gone through now 2 full budget cycles across Timberlane. I'd really like the board to designate again a member or 2 to be part of that planning cycle with us as an admin team. So when we're bringing the budget to the budget committee, it's not simply the school administration bringing it. It's in partnership with the school board. You're the governing unit of this body. For you to have some voice and some direction and help shape that with us, I think could be mutually advantageous. Long term, I have again gone through 2 budget cycles here in Timberlane. What I've recognized over the course of the last 2 cycles, and I think we've all recognized it, is it has created discord across our communities, and it has had some disparate impacts across our communities. I also heard at the deliberative session, I think what I heard is some common ground amongst community members. I'd really like to work with the board as the elected officials that have recognized this, and for us to take the lead in sparking a conversation across the community that may include members of the budget committee and the state legislature, and maybe people tied to the federal level and interested in smart people around our towns. So we can understand how our schools are funded. And once we can understand the facts of that, then we can maybe start thinking and talking together about any potential ways to improve our current system. I think this group should take the lead on that. I think you have the authority to do that. And I think the towns need you to do that. So short term, midterm, long term, that's kind of my 3 requests. And I can talk more with Mark and Katie over the next weeks. Talk about maybe how we want to parse that out or start to maybe organize ourselves around those ends.
Can I just suggest that we wait till after the March elections to break off into those groups? Because
Oh,
it might be
100%.
different people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Planting the seed.
Yeah.
That's all I had for this evening.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what Justin said, that was what he's talking about is something that the board would, when we redo our goals, that's something for our community piece that we would really be looking at. So yeah, for sure. All right. Let's see, committee reports. Jack, I'll start with you.
Yeah, facilities. We got to meet with Banwell, and the bulk of the conversation took place around from a conceptual standpoint, what direction we wanted to go with the envelope of the high school. They brought in their envelope expert, which was Tom Daniels. We discussed the different wall components. There's basically 8 different types of walls that comprise the high school. So what they're going to be doing now is they're going to be going out and taking cross sections of those walls to understand exactly what's there. On a really positive note, they did meet with they had a teleconference with the manufacturer yesterday, and they were very impressed with what they saw and heard. So we won't be doing it this summer. The project will be done next summer, but I'm excited about it because the school's going to look brand spanking new, and there's all kinds of potential options you could do to make. I mean, it's going to be an impressive place when you walk in, but again, it's going to be thorough. There's going to be a lot of options, and they're looking at, they're going to come back to us next month with a better idea of what they can do and where, and then we have to make some big decisions. So it was a good meeting.
Mark, did you have anything?
Super productive meeting. I was pleased with the thoroughness and the direction we're heading. It will be more organized than perhaps some other things that I have witnessed. So this is, it's good moving forward. And to tip the cap a little bit to Jack, one of the manufacturers that will be included, that I believe was Chris, spent a good deal of time looking at, was a company that Jack had recommended through his tours in the Midwest. So nice lead.
AL13. Once you type in on your computer envelope of building, I mean, you just get floodgates of product.
Don?
Policy and curriculum won't be meeting again until March, so nothing new.
Nothing new for me. Mark, I know you spoke about facilities. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Shauna?
I don't have committee reports, but just a couple of shout outs if that's okay. So first and foremost, I just want to share a couple things about Pollard. So I've heard from several children and one very specific young man today that I happened to bump into about the Spanish club at Pollard School.
Yes.
Kudos and well done. The fact that children want to stay after school and learn a foreign language and are excited about it is a beautiful thing. Being excited about learning and spending extra time in your school building to do so and engage is such an amazing opportunity for our students. And I just want to shout out the kids that are participating and my friend that chatted with me this afternoon about all of his learning, and also shout out the folks at Pollard that are supporting that and making that happen. Thank you. There was a little discussion about Mount Pollard in the student report, and I actually was going to bring that up because first and foremost, Mount Pollard is not a new thing. I played on that when I was like 8 years old. But more importantly, what I did want to share is driving by Mount Pollard, I didn't just see a snowbank and kids playing on it. Rooted as an occupational therapist, play is a child's primary occupation. And by that, it means it's their job. It's how they learn. Being on Mount Pollard and playing outside at recess for a short amount of time gives kids an opportunity to build problem-solving skills and to engage in self-regulation, some proprioceptive input, and some good exercise. So while, it was a little bit of a mockery, we all kind of joked about Mount Pollard, there's so many more skills that go into play that I think is encouraging to see as an OT myself, but that our students are getting those opportunities and it's being received school-wide, K through 5, seeing all of those kids out there at different times of day is really great, and how they're approaching using that and maintaining safety. So it's also a really good stress relief. Play is good stress relief too. So I'm really glad to see them out there doing physical activity. So thank you. to the staff members that have to supervise Mount Pollard, because I know that is probably not an easy task, and maybe some extra gray hairs have been developed over the winter season related to Mount Pollard. But I wholeheartedly appreciate the fact that they're finding ways for children to engage in that type of play at recess and maintain that level of physical activity in the winter months. So well done there. I also want to shout out the music department about, I know we've mentioned the Rockingham Festival a few times, but when I inquired with Mr. Schweiss about it specifically and sort of asked about it, not only is it a great opportunity for our students to showcase their musical skills, but it was also created as an opportunity for those kids that may not feel comfortable or confident or ready musically to try out for an all-state festival or a solo opportunity, and give them a chance to work on building their self-confidence and self-esteem, which are crucial life skills and crucial executive functioning skills that people need to be able to engage in the community. So while it was related directly to music, those soft skills that are developed for those students that get to participate are tremendous. And I want to thank our music department and the folks that put all of that together and think forward about not just music education, but supporting our students to become better human beings. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, and try not to get emotional about, is the amazing opportunity at the middle school that I've had the distinct honor to be a part of a few times, is watching the newly anointed unified middle school basketball team. There's been a team at the high school, but the middle school has formed a team. I want to shout out Jenna Richards, who is a special education teacher at the middle school, who is the coach. She is absolutely dynamic and phenomenal with both the regular education and special education students that are involved in the program. Very thoughtful and very engaging. It's nothing that I can describe to you in words. I invite you all to come and participate in watching the commitment that these kids have towards one another and engaging in what I can only describe as the most amazing inclusion I have seen at Timberlane, and we have a lot to be proud of in terms of that opportunity. Please join me Monday, when we're again back from vacation, March 2nd at 2:30 p.m. at the middle school. There is going to be a scrimmage. The scrimmage is going to be the middle school unified basketball team, and I'm going to loosely use the word against the middle school Team A boys basketball team that just went to the championship game and lost. They're going to be engaging in dividing themselves up and teaming with the unified kids to have a scrimmage on Monday. And I would really love to see the stands filled with everybody in our community coming out to support this endeavor. The boys basketball team at the middle school only lost 2 games this season, one of them being at the championship game on Saturday, which is a tough pill to swallow. And they are already right back on the horse and giving back to the community and wanting to be with these kids and want their fans to come support their peers. And so it would be really great if everybody here could get out of work early, Paul, and maybe come hang out with us and see this magical thing happen. But just kudos and thank you to Jenna Richards, the special education teacher at the middle school, who does all of the coordinating, to Don Roberson, who is the special education administrator at the middle school, who's helping move things, and the countless members of the community, family, and staff that I see at all of these games and opportunities for our students. It's just really great to see. And these are the things that I don't think we always get to see and hear about as a board member, but I've been able to do that both as a board member, as a mom too lately. So I just want to just share some positive things because February with 9 meetings between tax cap meetings and deliberative session and all kinds of money and dollar amounts going around, and all of those things are obviously a part of our role and responsibility, but also showcasing the amazing things that occur in our district is our responsibility too. And so thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Shauna.
Follow that up.
Yeah, follow that up, Bree.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Paul?
First of all, I will have shown up to 5 meetings by the end of this week, technically. And I might go to that thing if you can work development of proprioceptive acuity into your minutes, whatever you said.
Proprioceptive input?
Oh, that too.
Come on.
So that's the price you have to pay to get me there. But yeah, that's something good. That's
Speaking
pretty.
the language of people that understand though, I promise.
Yeah. No, proprioception is a real thing.
It is.
It's important. But anyway, I have nothing other than that. But those are good stories. Those are real.
Mary Ann?
Yes, those unified basketball, they are, my son got to be a part of it at the high school, and that it's just a whole different feel. There's so much good sportsmanship, everyone really cares, and it's an awesome place to be. It's got so much energy, it's just a real good time. So I'm really so happy that the middle school is putting this on, because it's just another thing for inclusion that we can do and really showcase what Timberlane's all about, so. Is there any other business at this time? Yep, go ahead, Marianne.
So we've had 2 years now of deliberative sessions with large turnout and lengthy meetings. And I'd like to have the board look into ideas on how to improve logistics, procedures, things like that for next year.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to gather information from people if you want to send me stuff, and I could present back what I hear at the next meeting. I've already heard some things like moving to Saturday has come up again in full force this year.
Yep.
I think anything we can do on time management would be useful, so.
Yep, so last year we had talked with the other towns about possibly moving last year's deliberative to Saturday, and all the town selectmen pretty much wanted it to stay on the Thursday due to whatever constraints, but I think it's definitely time, especially after the two, have those conversations again, see if maybe a time, place, or what we can do definitely differently to make sure that the process is improved and goes as smoothly as it can, so it manages everybody's time effectively.
I've already heard from Danville. I went just to let them know about the tax cap public hearing because theirs was the first one, so I went down as a delegate or an individual, I guess. They brought up, because they do discussions during their delegate and individual time, so they brought up the idea of a Saturday. So there was definitely some support there for moving deliberative to a Saturday. I think we need to reach out again.
For sure.
The ballot process is broken.
And Marianne, you're really talking two things, right? The possibility of moving it, but also if it's not moved, what can we do to improve the experience, just the flow of the evening, right?
Yeah, it's not just the moving. I think also the looking at the location capacity, throughput for secret ballots, and crowd management in the
Tasers.
if it's in the auditorium or if it's not. What did you say?
Nothing.
You're not saying anything.
I agree with it, even though I didn't say anything. I agree.
Just that one thing you mentioned, the secret ballot thing, that like 5 people have to, fill out a form to say that that's what they want. It basically is an imposition on 800 other people there. And there's something about that just strikes me as a waste of time.
Undemocratic.
And everybody's time. So there must be a way to address that. I think if you're talking about saving potentially a few hours of the night, we'd have a very different feeling about the entire night if it were 3 hours shorter.
So just hold up, before we go any further, just so everyone knows, secret ballots there is a specific RSA that governs that protects, and I know that's what you meant. So, but I do believe, and especially with speaking with our new council, that there are ways to improve the secret ballot, because secret ballots are a right of the public, that if they get 5 signatures, they can do it on as many as they want, unless, so, but I do believe there are things that we can do to improve that. So instead of it taking, because even though it's people's rights, those secret ballots took, I think, 2 hours? 2-3 hours?
Just about an hour each.
Yep, yeah, so it was like if the process could have been sped up, we could have shaved at least an hour off, right?
Yeah, I'm not thinking of eliminating.
We can't.
Unfortunately, we can't.
And I wouldn't want to,
Yes.
but we can maybe streamline.
Yes, and speaking with our attorney, there are some ways, I think, that we can make that process maybe a little bit smoother, so it doesn't, because again, it's people's right if they want to have those secret ballots, but then again, there's some things that can be done that it doesn't feel like it's an infringement on people's times. Cause right now it is on a Thursday and people do have to go to work the next day. And so,
Just to say, like, there's the technology, to have people just push a button on their phone or other available technology and get an immediate vote. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a suggestion.
As long as that can be set up, I'm sure that we can get some ideas about how to make that legitimate. But there are ways to think about this in terms of taking advantage of technology.
Yep, and those can be, again, to Marion's point, I believe over this next process till the next deliberative, we'll be exploring those options of what we can do to make it smoother. If that's moving it to a weekend, even if we do move it to a weekend, what else can we do to make it a smooth process? I think moving forward, it doesn't matter what day the meeting's held on, we want it to be smoother, I think, and more effective.
Help with the mood of the whole place.
Yeah. Anything else for other business? Any other delegates or individuals? No. All right, we do have to go into a non-public, Ms. Shawna.
I'll make a motion to go into non-public under 91-A:3 subparagraph C.
Second. And seconded by Bree. Could I get a roll call vote, please?
Jack Sapia.
Yes.
John Woodward.
Yes.
Amy Winston.
Yes.
Mark Sherwood.
Yes.
Shawna Mattherin.
Yes.
Bree Whitworth. Anthony Colossus. Paul McLean.
Yes.
And Marion Smith.
Yes. All right, we will only be back to seal the minutes. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
I didn't say who was gonna be tased.
You said taste, man. I was like,